For the first time this season, Ben Rhodes will lead them to green on the inside. Jake Garcia on the outside. We're green at Texas. Gio Ruggiero wasting no time, guys. Looking for an opening. Moves into the second spot side by side now with Jake Garcia.
Could see him roll off the gas there. His teammate Tanner Gray right into the back of him. Good start for Gio down on the bottom, but it looks like that outside lane's going to prevail.
You see this car's bottom out. You see that smoke a little bit there. That's the truck's bottoming out in that big banking at 3 and 4. We talked about how the ends are so different. Low air pressures, you're going to see that. And everyone's just barreling down into here to turn 1 where you got to come out of the gas a lot more. The trucks are going to slip around a lot more, but it presents a lot more options for people to move around the racetrack.
How about an attaboy for the guy right there in the red truck, number 13, Cole Butcher. Great qualifying effort for him. Rolled off 13th, the rookie from Canada.
I just like the way that 15 truck, Tanner Gray, looked in practice. And he's solid here in the early going. He's up a little bit higher, as you saw Kyle Busch taking that line, too.
Yeah, Hocevar.
Oh, look at there, 3 wide. That's no surprise.
Oh, you got to be careful with that grass.
Hocevar.
That grass and that second dog leg right, he about clipped. We've seen it rip the nose off of these trucks year after year. You got to be careful with that.
It's pretty impressive, though, to make that move and be able to finish the pass on Friesen. As I say that, Friesen drives right back up on the outside, but that's a good handling truck to be able to do what Hocevar did there.
It's a battle for 7th right here.
Great battle for the lead as well.
How about the Thor Sport Racing trucks, Michael? We watched them all do a mock qualifying run, and it paid off. They had a great qualifying effort throughout. Ben Rhodes talked about him. He's needing an uptick. He's got that new crew chief. This is the 4th race together, and things were definitely going the right direction earlier today.
Another great truck to watch all night long. One here a year ago, the 11 truck did. Watch Caden Honeycutt. He's from Texas, Joey.
Be a great place to win.
Yeah.
It's something you see here with these leaders. You look at the 1st and 2nd place truck. 1 and 2 where they got a lift, there's a little bit of separation. But if you watch them go around the whole racetrack, you're going to see the 2nd place truck reel in Ben Rhodes as he drafts off him down the back straightaway through 3 and 4 where they're wide open all the way back into turn 1.
We're taking a look now at the Machinery Auctioneers and Bride Oilfield Services qualifying pole winner Ben Rhodes hanging on to the lead. Hard-charging teammate and Jake Garcia, though, right behind him.
I love what Joey said. There's the gapping. You see it right there down into turn 1. Ben's better there, but then from that point all the way around the racetrack, Jake Garcia in the 98 just reels him right back in. Gio Ruggiero in the 17 doing the same thing back there.
It's all about trying to stay as close as you can to 1 and 2 so you can work that draft all the way around the rest of the track and have the opportunity to make the move down into turn 1 as you got a lift.
Ty Majeski and Lane Riggs. Battle for 23rd. Look at the teammates here.
Well, that's a power move right there early in the going. Carson Hocevar showing Kyle Busch, I got the better truck of the 2 Spire trucks here. I'm faster than you, and he's making some great moves early.
Makes me think of Atlanta when they finished 1-2, and I don't know who was more excited. Hocevar was celebrating alongside Kyle for the big push.
Kyle's truck looks pretty loose. You see him wiggling all the way through 3 and 4 there, working it up the racetrack, losing a lot of time. So, you know, if it's not real comfortable down in the air and it has a lot of banking, it's probably not too great down here either.
You know, he said, Joey, I'd be interested in your opinion. He said as it gets cooler, he thinks his truck will come in. What will change for that truck as the temperatures go down this evening?
I don't know. It could be a number of things. What will happen, it'll have more grip, right? So as the track temperature cools off, the trucks will gain grip on the racetrack. Some trucks will get a little tighter, some may get looser. A lot of it depends on the setup that's in there.
Well, we talked about Kyle Busch, Carson Hocevar, tail of the tape since 2023. Not far apart.
Yeah, that's pretty equal.
Some good stats there. Tells you a couple of guys that have been on it. See, Stuart Friesen, he was off a bit in practice, but he's running Kyle Busch right down. Let's hear what he's saying from behind the wheel of that truck.
You turn the steering wheel. It'll get better.
You can turn it to the right. I know that. I like it'll get better. You know, he's in there saying, yeah, okay, if you say so.
Well, and he's sitting on the pit box comfortably when he's Brian Patty's saying that from the pit box. Kyle's like, what the heck are you talking about?
Here comes Caden Honeycutt picking up another spot around Stuart Friesen into 9th. Fans enjoying a little custard. Lots of families out here. Ben Rhodes continues to lead early at Texas. Welcome back to the SpeedyCash.com 250. Beautiful night, beautiful coverage. Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Tried, tested, proven legendary. Well, guys, we were just talking about what Kyle Busch is dealing with. Well, he wasn't kidding. Look at this moments ago.
This is just a classic example of getting loose off the turn. And it happens a couple of times. Right here early, Joey, he corrects it and saves it, but then it just snapped again.
Right, and the 11 truck getting close to him didn't help that situation either, as it took air off the side or off the back of his truck. So he's really hanging on. Let's hear what Kyle had to say.
How's the wall off for? I mean, he hit it as square as you can hit it. Goodyear's off the tires, but I don't see any rubs, don't see any smoke.
And, you know, I agree with that, Joey, from the spotter up above. He's letting Brian Patty in the pit know what's going on with the truck live. But the last couple of lap times, he's been right on pace. So knocking that right front fender in could maybe have helped that push. I hate to say that because you're going to lose the right front tire more than likely with the rub. And it looked like it hit hard enough to where it could be rubbing inside there.
It may be. It's hard to tell if it's rubbing or not. You see, he just got pretty high up there in the racetrack, had to lift a lot. Oh, this might be an issue right here. See? Oh, that right front. You were just talking about it, Michael. Here it is.
You guys be ready?
Yeah, I think he felt it go down off turn 2 over there.
Kyle Busch making his way down pit road. Those issues got worse. He was hanging on. Michael, you mentioned his lap times. He had only lost one spot after hitting the wall.
They'll have to pull that right front fender out. And there you see the crew member doing just that. Get him some space there, put another one on, and see if he can get back in the game. It's not over really early. You can overcome things if it happens as early.
Just 20 laps in. Kyle Busch gets tires. He's back out. Meanwhile, Ben Rhodes continues to lead up front. Led all the laps so far. As you take a look at our biggest movers, we knew it. You guys both said it. Lane Riggs from the back up 21 spots already.
He's up to 13th. There's a good chance he's going to get stage points in the first stage, starting from the back without any pit stops or yellows to help him.
That's crazy.
That's a fast truck.
And you know, the other fast truck that I had my eye on was Ross Chastain, and Lane Riggs has passed Ross, so that's how fast he's moving to the front.
See Chandler Smith.
Oh, nice
Battle
run
for
there.
second here, yes.
How good does it feel, Joey, when you get that left front right down on that white line and see yourself making that kind of move?
Magical.
Yeah.
That's what you want, right? You can just hook that paint and get around. But what you see right now is both front row trucks are fast on the long run, right? Lane started from the back, so it's kind of hard to say where he's really going to be as he gets closer to the front. But, you know, Chandler Smith's been able to just kind of stay where he was at the beginning of the race. Now he's clawing his way towards the lead.
Look how he drives. Look at that left hand down there low. It's kind of interesting. I tell people all the time, race car drivers are like golfers. Their driving style can be different and effective, and you see all kinds of different ways to hold the wheel. It's interesting how Chandler goes about it there.
Yeah, Mark Martin used to drive like that. He used to have an elbow pad on even. He'd lay his arm up on the steering wheel like that.
Gio Ruggiero in third, got around Jake Garcia.
There's that 15 truck still hanging right there, and Carson Hocevar. There's the move with that painted yellow white line down on the bottom that the 15 was able to hug.
What a battle here. Saw Jake Garcia off the pace a little bit as we look at Christian Eckes looks to have some issues. Let's listen to his radio.
Just trying not to crash, man. So loose. So loose. Just trying not to crash. 10 out of 10 loose.
Well, he's running 16th, so just hang on to it, get an adjustment. He's not totally out of the game with that kind of pace, as bad as it sounds it is.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is, oh, here's his caution. This is going to be his opportunity.
Corey Roper back in a truck for the first time in 3.5 years, and didn't go well earlier for him. First lap of practice, he got in the wall.
Got in the wall off turn 4. It looks like this night.
I'll see if we can get a. How bad did you get the nose there? I'll see if we can get a push.
He was a second Helmar Friesen Racing truck. This is the same team that won last race at Bristol with Christopher Bell. So as they tend to Corey Roper, get him safely out of the truck. Here's the incident. Around he goes in turn number 4. Under caution for the first time. Quite a few takers, guys, on pit road. Had a problem with Corey LaJoie. He's in his box still fixing that issue. Lane Riggs came in.
Yeah, these guys were all outside the top 10, and they, Joey, decided to pit now and will forgo pitting at the end of this stage.
Yeah, most likely they're gonna pit here. They're gonna stay out at the end of the stage. They're gonna run to the end of the second stage. They're gonna cycle themselves up there to try to get stage points in the second one.
Josh, what's going on with Corey LaJoie?
Yeah, well, a tough break for this 10 team, looking for just a solid day all around. But Corey LaJoie came over the radio a little while ago, said he had a right front going down. Of course, they came down pit road to examine why that happened. You see the team still looking and examining under where that right tire was. So a tough break for the 10 so far as they try and diagnose what's wrong.
Must be maybe a sway bar issue or something going on.
I was wondering where they're working. It's kind of an interesting place. You know, you sometimes the sway bar arm might get into the sidewall of the tire. It's kind of odd.
Well, Saturday night is baseball night on Fox, and this week it's showtime. Shohei Ohtani and the two-time champion Dodgers versus breakout sensation Jordan Walker and the Cardinals. Or it's Tigers Rangers. That's tomorrow at 7 Eastern, only on Fox. A lot going on this weekend all around, but of course right here at Texas Motor Speedway, 3 races this weekend.
See, Kyle's taking the opportunity to get his lefts on his truck, come back in, pull that right front fender a little bit better. They didn't have it pulled out all the way when they were trying to pit under green. Now they got a little bit more time, shape that thing a little bit better, make sure it's not rubbing anymore. And he's got to go fight and get that lucky dog.
Yeah, and he's definitely the fastest truck that is a lap down, Joey, and we only have just over 10 laps to the end of the stage. So I think Kyle believes that if they make these adjustments, get those left side tires, he can get that lap back and get back in contention. The truck was plenty fast enough even after the contact.
Certainly taking their time with Kyle Busch. Meanwhile, up front, all is the same. The top 18 stayed out there.
Really, really great start to this race for Ben Rhodes.
Trouble, guys, for the 98, and Jake Garcia had trouble on the right rear. He was 6th before stops, and now he's 29th.
That's a lot of trouble for a pit stop. I wonder what happened there.
Oh, he was falling off quite a bit.
Ben had been able to keep his pace, and everybody had started to run down and around Jake Garcia, so probably made some adjustments. We got 1 to go here. We're going to line them back up. Caitlin, what's going on with the 98?
Yeah, Jake Garcia, he came on the radio. I'm just so tight. We may have corded a right front, and sure enough, the team did. So that is the reasoning for that.
Wow, it's really tight.
Hadn't heard of any tire issues like that. So
he still had a slow pit stop though, so something went off. Something went wrong somewhere. What I'm interested to see on this restart, you got Ben Rhodes, who's been leading every lap of the race so far. We've seen that Chandler Smith was probably a little bit faster than him on the long run. They're going to restart on older tires, right? Cooler, older tires after a restart here. If Ben Rhodes does lose the lead and lose that clean air, where does that truck actually fall? Sometimes you can get a false read. If you're leading the race, you're like, man, my truck's great. And then you lose track position. All of a sudden you realize I might be like a 5th or 10th place truck. So I'm interested to see how this restart works and if he's able to maintain the lead, because it looks to me like he needs to make sure he does not lose the lead here.
And it's a sprint to this stage win, too. Let's remember, these guys desperately want to get the stage victory and those points that go with it.
Ben Rhodes has led all 28 laps tonight. He'd only led 34 laps total in his previous 15 starts here. So off to a great start for the 99 as we get ready here for our first restart of the night. Ben Rhodes, Chandler Smith. We'll see what the 38 truck is capable of here.
Big push on the outside. Oh, it was a push.
Wow.
Carson Hocevar trying to make it 3 wide. Gio Ruggiero, the 17.
And those are the typical moves here. He is 3 wide the other way. And in the bottom now 2 wide. That's Carson Hocevar. He just makes moves that really there's no hole. And he kind of forces it there to make it happen.
Well, Lee Diffie nicknamed him the Hurricane. He's on the left, he's on the right, he's giving you things to talk about. Look at this gaggle. Look at the 38. Fell back, lost those 2 spots since the restart. There's Caden Honeycutt in the 11 back in the mix.
It didn't take him long to work his way into the top 5. We knew this 11 truck would be one of the guys you'd have to beat to win. And here he is racing inside the top 5. Can they do anything with the Hurricane, though, with those aggressive moves on these restarts? He's got a fast truck.
Chandler Smith's the one that kind of got the bad end of that deal, right? Because he was too wide, he was going to be fine. Hocevar sticks it in the middle 3 wide, pushes him up a little higher, and he wants to loses momentum. Next thing you know, you went from the front row to back to 5th place.
Minnie Tyrell in the 14 for that Ram team. Restart violation, pulled out of line before the start-finish line.
I talked to the 14 Minnie earlier today, and he said he liked his truck, and he was running the top 20, but he'll have to come to pit road.
We'll see what happened here.
You have to cross the start-finish line in line. Back there in the back, I couldn't see what happened.
Yeah, I couldn't see it on that replay.
And he'll have to get his way to pit road. You could see he was in traffic and couldn't make his way there. Another update on Kyle Busch. He is currently the first truck a lap down, so he will, if everything stays status quo, he'll get himself back on the lead lap.
Being told that Brendan Queen, teammate to Minnie Tyrell, had a restart violation as well. Here we go, battle up front for the lead. Ben Rhodes has hung on to the lead since the drop of the green flag, but Carson Hocevar wants to shake that up.
He's going to have his hands full here the next 6 laps or so, trying to hold off Carson Hocevar. You've seen how fast he was as he kind of dove it down into turn 1 to try to scare him, try to spook him out of the bottom, make him drive in the corner harder than he really wanted to miss the bottom. Obviously, Ben Rhodes did not take that bait and is able to maintain keeping the lead.
I love what you said about the draft, how they kind of fill out what they've got in 1 and 2, and then it's just a drag race back to 1 and 2. And you can see Ben is really good in the center of 1 and 2. He's able to gap those guys mostly, but you saw a different line there that time for Hocevar. He ran up on the top.
Look at Lane Riggs on the gas. Top 10, Joey, you mentioned it, that he could get some stage points here starting in the back of the pack.
Well, he's pitted already also, Jamie. So he'll stay out at the end of this stage. This is going to turn his whole race around.
See Ty Majeski up 12 spots.
These trucks are racing hard. Lane Riggs just did a good job. Ty Majeski was all over his door. They're going to split 3 wide here.
Cole Butcher said, what is going on here? They're all over me.
Look at this battle. Only top 10 get stage points. They're running 9th and 10th.
Watch these two. Hocevar has found an upper lane here in 1 and 2. He's not watching what Rhodes is doing down low. They've got a lap truck ahead of them.
That's Corey Roper, who got in the wall off 2, brought out that first caution.
You see what that dirty air does for Carson Hocevar, right? He was able to be right there, kind of hang, and as soon as he got directly behind Ben Rhodes, he lost the nose and kind of drifted up and lost, 3 to 4 car lengths.
Let's see where Hocevar goes this time.
3 laps to go in stage 1, Michael. Is it enough for Carson?
See that line? Playing around with the upper groove. You got to like what you're seeing there for Sunday.
Absolutely, but there's no option, right? Like he wants to run the bottom. Carson wants to run the bottom if he could, but right now he's like, hey, if I can get a little bit of air and a little bit of more momentum to be able to reel in Ben, this is his only shot. He's got no risk either, right? No one behind him to really capitalize if he makes a mistake.
Looking to the outside. Off of turn 2.
This might be the run down the back straightaway here.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Ben says, not so fast.
You're going to have to go around the top if you're going to do it.
I like that block.
So close up front. 1 lap to go here in stage number 1. Ben Rhodes, he's all about the points. He said, we've got to win stages. We've got to take home these points. Can he hang on and get the stage win? Carson Hocevar is doing everything he can. Gio Ruggiero, Caden Honeycutt watching the action just ahead. It's a battle off turn 4. It's going to be Ben Rhodes. He picks up stage win,
Wow.
number 1.
You got to give it up for Ben Rhodes. Made that block on Carson Hocevar and drives off to the stage win.
Holds him off and leads the first 40 laps of this race. Well done. Ben Rhodes gets it done. We'll have pit stops after this. Beautiful night at Texas Motor Speedway. And just like that, stage 1 is in the books. Guys, that was exciting.
Yeah, a lot of action. Had that caution flag that switched up some of the strategy. Comers and goers, Ben Rhodes, nice block on Carson Hocevar to get that stage win.
We're about to see more of that strategy flip around right now as the leaders that just won that stage are going to come to pit road.
Pit road is open. They're going to be filling up with Sunoco race fuel with zero carbon bioethanol. They're coming your way first, Caitlin.
Yeah, Ben Rhodes started out that run saying he was too loose. By the end of it, complaining about being too tight. So the team electing to make a track bar adjustment for the 99. As far as Gio Ruggiero, 3 top 3 performances in the last 6 races, and now he's once again in the top 3, telling the team edgy in traffic, requesting air pressure adjustment. Josh.
For the 77 of Carson Hocevar, started off saying he needed a little more rear security, but by the end of that run, felt really good about that truck. In terms of the 11 of Caden Honeycutt, he said, give me just a little bit of an adjustment and I'll be perfect. Just needs to be a little more snug in that truck.
Thank you, Josh and Caitlin. Well, it was kind of a mixed bag.
Whoa! Wow, it about had a big crash on the exit there.
So close.
And meanwhile, Ty Majeski sneaks off with the lead.
Yeah, Hocevar lost a lot of spots on pit road there.
It was a mixed bag of adjustments and non-adjustments. And here's that moment you guys were talking about. So close for Carson Hocevar. We'll see how this all shakes out after this.
I would go outside the motorhome because I always like to hear the crowd reaction. That is a crowd reaction I haven't heard since, well, I haven't heard it in a long time, but when Dale Jr. would be in an Xfinity race or a Busch Series race, and I was there watching, the crowd reaction for Cletus McFarland was unbelievable this weekend.
Check out the all-new Fox Sports digital show, Speed, with Harvick and Buxton, fueled by Poet. Subscribe to Speed on Fox or YouTube, Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcasts. I love this show. They talk about all things racing in all different disciplines. So if you're just a big gearhead, you love racing, that's your spot. Love to hear from Wild Will Buxton. So here's our stage 1 points. Ben Rhodes, so far, so perfect for him. Hocevar, no points, obviously. Runs in the Cup Series, cannot take home points. Let's get an update on Chandler Smith. Caitlin.
Yeah, the points leader said he felt extremely good about that 38 truck, but they did note a puncture on the right rear tire. So Chandler obviously right now occupying that 16th spot on the racetrack, guys.
But he's got a fast truck, Caitlin, so luckily that the puncture happened as we came to the pit road. Just an update on Kyle Busch. I said he was in the free pass position, but because Brendan Queen got black flag for the restart violation, he came out ahead of Kyle and he got the free pass. So Busch at this moment is still a lap down. He's looking for a quick caution to get back in the game. They worked on that truck extensively with that right side damage during this last stop. So I don't think his night's over yet if he can just get back on the lead lap.
All right, so 5 trucks stayed out, the top 5. Brandon Jones is your leader. 3 trucks now took fuel only there. Ty Majeski, the 34, Lane Riggs, and the 98 of Jake Garcia. And let's get an update on Ross Chastain, Josh.
Well, Jamie, we always expect Ross Chastain to be a factor when he hops in the truck. During practice, I caught up with him after and talked about that truck being super tight. They tried to get ahead of it in terms of adjustments before the race. Came over the radio during that first run, said still the same issue as practice, way too tight. Made some adjustments during that last stop to hope they can get Ross in the game in terms of this race, guys.
Thanks, Josh. So Ross Chastain will restart 15th.
Still feel like he can be a factor. He gets the right adjustments. We know what kind of shoe he is and how aggressive he can get as well. Be fun to watch some of our early leaders come through the pack here. This has been a real entertaining race to me.
Yeah, the strategy and the racing itself on the racetrack's been entertaining as well, but the strategy, you got a whole new cast of characters, really the top 5 trucks. You know, Majeski looked like he was pretty good, right? He was trying to get through. We talked a lot about Lane Riggs tonight, how good he's been. Ben Rhodes obviously led a lot of laps in the first stage, winning the stage. It'll be an interesting first 7 or 8 laps here.
We haven't talked about Brandon Jones. He will lead him on the inside here as we approach the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Brandon Jones, Tanner Gray, teammates for Tricon Garage, Parker Kligerman for Ram, William Sawalich on the second row.
How long before Carson Hocevar is 3 wide? I almost got it out, Joey.
3 wide, Michael, 3 wide. Here he comes around the outside.
He's already been up there. He knows there's grip. There's 3 wide. Can we go 3 wide again?
I mean, guys, he's
got a show.
He's got 3 rows.
Hocevar.
3 rows in one corner.
4 wide behind him. Ross Chastain trying to make moves.
That is what it's all about. In baseball, they hit them where they ain't. Well, Carson just goes where they're not. And up top was where they weren't, and he took advantage of it.
Hocevar's not done. He's already up to 5th. Here he is, working on the 5 of William Sawalich.
And look at Lane Riggs back there. He's trying to follow suit.
It's like he has another gear.
His truck fires off so fast. Got so much grip, and he's willing to take huge risks.
He restarted outside the top 10. Like he was on row 6, and now he's in 3rd position. And look who's right behind him. Lane likes what he's seeing.
Lane Riggs started in the back of the pack tonight, had pitted early, mixed up that strategy, came in and took fuel only. You talked about it, Michael. He was fast. You liked what you saw earlier. Hocevar gets another spot. Tanner Gray back to 3rd. Hocevar One spot to go as he eyes Brandon Jones.
And Joey, how much do you like what you're seeing out of Lane Riggs, understanding what Hocevar is doing?
He
and
just
saying,
watched it.
I'm going to do that too.
100%. He just got passed by watching Carson go to the top. He's like, hey, I guess the top's an option. Maybe I should give that a shot. Able to pass a truck.
Brandon Jones had a solid #1 truck in practice, and
oh no.
Cole Butcher.
Cole Butcher goes around. That'll bring out the 3rd caution tonight.
Get it fired up here. Get it back to him.
That'll put Kyle Busch back on the lead lap.
Well, you said it, Michael. Kyle wanted that quick early caution, so he got it. Gosh, that truck is destroyed.
Yeah, he had such a good qualifying effort,
Yeah.
starting 3rd tonight. And yeah, that's obviously going to take him out of contention.
He's been so impressive with his speed here in the Truck Series, coming from Canada, late model racer, and now trying to figure out these 1.5 miles. It's a different world, isn't it?
Definitely drives a lot different than short track stuff, and it takes a minute to figure it out. Let's see what happened. Here you see Cole in the 13 truck here. Getting down to the bottom, just gets loose, and gets into his
teammate
there.
but he saves it.
Yeah, just down on the bottom, and it's...
And these trucks, man, they squish so much when they hit the wall. Look how soft the back of this thing is. Boop. Really crushed a lot.
Shame.
Cole Butcher's night comes to an early end. Plenty more racing still to come here in stage 2.
Is that your pick for the winner?
That's my pick. I'm picking Joey Logano to be the winner.
And you did it, Joey. You called your shot, and you got the win on Sunday.
I teed you right up.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I choose myself to win every race.
So
it doesn't happen all the time, though, unfortunately. But
are you choosing this Sunday too?
Well, yeah. I mean, why else do you show up to the racetrack?
That's
true.
true.
You show up to win.
I used to do that for a few years when I first started, and then I didn't win very many times, so I kind of thought, well, maybe I can finish 7th.
Well, you believed in yourself. You called your shot. Now you're back this year. Maybe we'll have a little luck because you need to break this streak, Joey.
We've had a tough run at it here recently, and so it'd be nice to get back here. You know, we had a really fast car here last year, one capable of winning, obviously.
Yeah.
And so it'd be nice to get back out there again. We'll see what we got tomorrow in practice and qualifying, and hopefully get a good starting spot and be able to do it again.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that car on Sunday. It's the Worth 400 coming up 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
There you are again.
I made it.
Right there.
Can I circle it again?
Focus on winning.
There we go. That's the one.
Call the shot.
What a great season it's been for NASCAR. The Cup Series has been so much fun to watch. Our truckers are always full of excitement and energy, having a good time.
See what else they have in store, guys, because Carson Hocevar is going to restart on the front row for the first time.
Well, I would guess that Brandon Jones, what do you think, gives him the top? But after I've seen what he's done on the top, I believe if I'm Brandon, I'd take the top.
I don't know if it's going to matter. Carson's fired off on these restarts so fast. But, I mean, we've seen the bottom usually be the winner here. And I think the question, maybe the tougher question, is Lane Riggs in the 34. Do you follow, if the leader does choose the bottom, do you choose to follow him, or do you choose to follow Hocevar because you know he's going to go fast on the start?
Well, Brandon Jones's tires have 15 more laps on them, so we know that's a bit of a deficit. I think wherever Brandon goes, Carson goes the other way, and I think wherever Carson goes, that's where Lane Riggs goes. He followed him to the front.
You're about to know.
He followed him to the front. Surely he's going to keep following him, right?
Nope. Just shows the bottom.
All right.
Caitlin, what are you hearing on the one truck, Brandon Jones?
Yeah, I talked to crew chief Jeremy Donnelly earlier. He told me he really enjoys the challenge of working with all of these different drivers that's been in that truck. He said it makes your arsenal of information just bigger. But he also said with Brandon, they're trying to get him acclimated back to the series, obviously. He hasn't raced in a truck since Pocono in 2025. So this will be Brandon's first of 4 races for him this year. But Jeremy also saying, with us not racing for points, we can be creative with strategy and plays to try and get a win. Josh?
Well, an issue for the 91 of Christian Eckes came over the radio reporting a battery issue. They were just on pit road to address it, changed it out, came back over the radio afterwards, said, hey guys, we still have that same voltage issue. He said the alternator doesn't appear to be charging, so things not going well for the 91 right now.
Hate to see that for Christian Eckes. He was so dominant here 2 years ago, Michael. Then he went to the O'Reilly Series for a season, and it just hasn't been the same yet. We saw him have a great run 2 weeks ago at Bristol.
Very talented racer, though. He'll get it back. And just remember also, put Kyle Busch back on the lead lap, see if he can climb through the field.
So Kyle Busch will restart 28th here, but all eyes are on the front of the pack as the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Brandon Jones, Carson Hocevar, Lane Riggs, Tanner Gray.
Look for Lane Riggs to try to make a 3-wide move here into turn 1 if he can have the opportunity. He might try it.
Giving a heck of a push to Brandon Jones all the way through turn 1. Look at Hocevar on the outside.
That's it, though. Hocevar is going to rally on the top.
The 5 slipped up. Sawalich going in the wrong direction. Look at Lane Riggs side by side with Carson Hocevar, guys.
Lane's going to be able to clear him here off of turn 4.
He does. Into second. Hey, guys, our pole sitter is back.
Yeah, look who's back in the game. Bring Ben Rhodes to the top of the story here.
Here we go, Lane Riggs for the lead. Those newer tires.
On the bottom.
He's going to want to make sure he clears him here. If not, Hocevar is going to have a run down the back straightaway.
He can't clear him.
Here it comes.
Brandon Jones with a great run. Hocevar.
Oh, wow.
Lane did a good job seeing that, making the block, but their run was so big. As I said, it's so important for him to clear him off of turn 2. And now look at, he's going to lose another spot down the front straightaway as they draft by him on the top. And the bottom. Is that Ross Chastain, I think, went to the bottom.
Wow, Ross, I told you he'd be a part of this story. He's back with us in the front.
One lap ago, Lane Riggs was trying to race for the lead down the back straightaway. Now he's 5th. Just like that.
Side by side up front. Carson Hocevar trying to get cleared around Brandon Jones. Not making it easy on him. Look at Ross Chastain into third.
Well, Carson's in a good spot. He's going to be able to roll down the straightaway here. Trucks are going to help draft with him.
What a race. 4 wide. They thought about it for a second.
Ben Rhodes, he dove in there, made it work on the bottom.
20 laps to go in stage 2. It is flying by.
Oh,
Great racing action. Was
Rick's
there
caught
contact?
the outside wall, I think, off turn 2.
When these trucks get side by side, the run, the big hole in the air that these trucks create when they're side by side, the third truck in that line starts ripping into turn 1.
Brandon Jones, how quickly he went from first back to 6th already.
Got a big push there from Lane Riggs. I think I saw Lane Riggs catch the outside wall. See if he does indeed. Look at that.
Yeah, he kissed the right rear there.
And that's a sensitive area to these trucks. They don't like bending that right rear in.
A lot of side force made with that thing's way out there in the air like that. It really helps the truck turn.
So Riggs back and forth. Meanwhile, up front, Carson Hocevar, Ben Rhodes, Ross Chastain.
You know, Joey, I know you know this, but Carson Hocevar has never put a move on somebody that Ross Chastain hasn't already seen. Ross Chastain isn't intimidated by anything that Carson does, and if he can get there, he's going to race him equally as hard.
Yes. But something I like seeing here is Ben Rhodes' truck, right? We talked about it earlier. How good is this truck really, because he was in clean air the whole time? Now he's had a little bit of dirty air. I love the move he made to get back to second, and now he's able to really keep up with Carson just fine.
3 different leaders tonight. Ben Rhodes led the most laps early, 41. Carson Hocevar, 5 laps and counting.
Tanner Gray hanging right there in the 6th position with these guys. Caden Honeycutt in 7th. All guys that have had great runs so far. I'm like you, Joey. I think that 99's a little bit faster than our leader right now. If he could just make that high side work like we saw Hocevar do. And he's looking at that.
Oh, Carson watched him enter up there and just opened the wheel up and said, that's fine. You want to go up there? I'll take your air there too.
And
look at how close this battle is.
Yeah, and look at Ross. When that all happened, Ross gained on them.
Lane Riggs kisses the wall. No harm, no foul. He's still on the move. Battle for 9th. Haven't talked about Grant Enfinger tonight. He's going in the right direction, guys. And Gio Ruggiero back in 10th. Before the stage end, he was up there battling in the top 5.
Look at this battle. Lane has made it work on the top side, got on the outside of Ross Chastain, and look at that move. That Aaron's truck is right.
And that's what you want to do, right? If you can pass somebody, the most efficient way around Texas here is going to be on the top. But trying to break that to get to the outside of someone is so challenging to get there. But once you're there, you got them.
15 laps to go in stage number 2. Carson Hocevar continues to lead. We're going to step aside. You won't miss a thing. We're going Fox side by side. Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, live from Texas Motor Speedway. You saw it. Lane Riggs is on the move. Joey Logano, you called it. You said we're going to have a battle up front when we come out of break, and yes, we do. Lane Riggs closing that gap on Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, we just saw Carson Hocevar's hand out the window down the backstretch. I don't know what he's trying to tell him. He's still
got it out there.
I don't know what that means.
Maybe he's just saying, welcome to the party. No?
I don't know. I don't know all the new kids lingo these days, you know, trying to keep up with that could be challenging for some of us.
Yeah, we heard Kyle Busch say that earlier, right?
Yeah, Joey's the unk in this situation. Look at the speed of Riggs. Just constantly, steadily, he's there now.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a hard pass for Lane Riggs a few laps ago, but just looking at the speed in his truck, I think he's going to... The blocks are insane. It's still going to be a challenging pass because he is just in his mirror. Carson's just in his mirror, following him everywhere he goes. Ah, and the caution's out. Dang it. That was going to get fun.
Chris Wright. Big damage.
That's a shame.
So that brings out the caution for the 4th time today.
Chris was running just outside the top 20, having a decent run, but you can see there just pancaked that America's truck onto the outside wall. See if we can catch a replay of it here.
Right
looked
front
like
down.
maybe it already scraped the wall or something, because he definitely lost a right front tire.
Yeah, we've seen that happen so many times with these trucks, right? And we saw it happen with Kyle Busch earlier, right? You got a little bit of contact, knock that fender in, cuts down the tire. It's part of the steel bodies that are still on these trucks.
Well, you got to feel like Carson Hocevar is going to pit. He doesn't need stage points. He's not racing for a championship. What does Lane Riggs do? Does he stay out and win the stage? We know those points can come in handy later in the season. Ross Chastain will definitely...
I was waiting to have to come here.
I think you got to pit. I think you got the winning truck, right? Lane Riggs has a truck that can win this race. Don't put yourself behind. Stay with him. You might give up a few stage points. So be it. A lot of trucks are going to pit here. There's only going to be a few to stay out.
That's why I love having Cup champion Joey Logano here, breaking it down for us, letting us know what he sees and what he thinks. Let's see how it goes down.
So pit road is open. How many will flip the stage here? Thinking about it.
Here he comes.
And he does. And Lane Riggs follows suit. Drivers making their way down. They'll fill up with Sunoco race fuel with zero carbon bioethanol. Caitlin.
Yeah, Ben Rhodes' team said if the 77 and 34 come, we are going to as well. He said that last adjustment has made the truck more drivable, more security after that as well. But he said we started to get tighter over the course of the run. Josh?
Put 77 on Carson Hocevar. The plan was to flip the stage. They came in. He's happy with that truck. Same deal for the 34 of Lane Riggs, who really came on towards the end of that run. 4 tires and fuel for the 34.
They were slow on the right front on the 77 for Carson Hocevar.
Something's wrong with Lane, too.
He was longer, maybe on the left side, Michael.
Yeah, he didn't take off like...
He's still there.
Oh, he's still there.
What's going on?
There's a lot of smoke, and they're taping
Barabon
up
tape in there.
Back glass here.
They knew of this issue.
The bracket's
the braces
broken.
there.
So Ross Chastain, meanwhile, up 3 spots.
Let's see.
Honeycutt, and Lane Riggs continues to be on pit road with the mechanic.
They're pop riveting these braces back in. They got the Barabon here.
Was the back window falling out of it?
It must have been. I guess they're afraid that it would buffer and fall out of the truck at some point because, gosh, as fast as it was, I'd have a hard time wanting to fix this.
See, the window brace is not secure.
Go 3 and 4. 15 seconds here.
Nice calming voice.
I'm curious who saw that.
Spare on the top.
Probably, I mean, assume maybe the spotter or some of the guys on pit road a lot of times have binoculars.
There you go.
That's going to block his whole view.
Yeah, so much for looking at the rearview mirror.
Get out, get out.
Eyes forward, Lane.
Well, he's in the back. That's about the only place he's going to be looking right now.
Josh Williams, his spotter, will be extra busy now on the roof.
So let's go back and see where this all started with Lane Riggs when he pulled into his box.
Let's see if we can see anything on that rear window there. You see right there the flopping rear window brace. It's not secure, and I'm sure from the roof the word was called down that the window could be falling out.
He may have seen it from his rearview mirror, actually, buffering a lot with the wind.
Here they go.
I mean, this was the plan all along. You see he's already got the pop rivet tool in his hand.
Here comes the bear bond. Lucky Dog's unfazed by it, smiling with his thumb up.
Jeez.
It's going to be okay, Joey. That's what the dog is saying.
Well, man, it's tough to see it because he's got the fastest truck.
Oh, wow.
They must have been really concerned with the whole window actually coming out of the truck to have to go in and fix it like that.
Well, Lane Riggs has had to come from the back one time.
You know what's cool though? We're talking about flipping the stage. Everyone did, so there was no disadvantage. In fact, if you had stayed out, you'd have been in trouble because just a few of the slower trucks stayed out. I can't imagine that they won't pit and get out of the way.
Well, guys, it is officially the month of May, the best month of the year for all the great NASCAR racing, and of course the Indy 500 that's coming up May 24th. Lots of practice. We got qualifying, carb day, the pit stop competition. Joey, it's a 2-week-long event, and we're going to cover it all on Fox, FS1, FS2. I think we've got about, I counted them up yesterday when I got my schedule, about 65 hours of coverage for that race. So
that is a huge race. I know for Team Penske, that one means a lot to Mr. Penske and our whole team. So we'll be tuned in for most of those. I don't know if I can get all 60-something hours of it, but I will definitely be in tune, keeping up with what's going on.
I'm going to be watching intently as well. And Carson Hocevar announced this week that was on his list of things that he has to do. He wants to race the Indy 500.
Wouldn't that be neat to see? But he is very, very tall, and that is something in IndyCar that could be a problem. So Lane Riggs back on pit road. Let's get some audio.
I can see about a 1/4 inch between the spare bond and the spoiler, so no. All right, we're going to cut it. We'll fix that.
Yeah, so his vision was an issue.
And obviously he really cared about that. He wanted to be able to see out the mirror. And, honestly, watching him pass a couple cars, like he passed the truck off of turn 4, and it was a really tight clear, meaning like he barely had that truck clear and he moved up. That angle for a spotter is really hard to call that. He's relying on his rearview mirror in those moments. That's a tool for the driver that's really, really important, especially with the draft.
And let me tell you this, too. This restart with a couple of slower trucks on the front row, you talk 3 wide, we're going to see 4 wide. We could see someone down in the grass. This is going to be chaotic. Just watch.
There'll be 2 laps to go in stage number 2. So Dawson Sutton, Mini Tyrell are the 2 trucks that did stay out on the front row. Then you have Ross Chastain, Caden Honeycutt, Ben Rhodes, Carson Hocevar just behind them. There are lots of points on the line, bragging rights to win the stage. So far, so clean, making it 3 wide, maybe 4 wide. Ross Chastain taking a peek.
Oh, we got really loose down there.
Great restart up front by Mini Tyrell, guys.
Look at this craziness off turn 2. 4 wide. Mini did his job. That is incredible what that young man did getting out in front of this group. It's not going to last, but he did a great job.
He got out of the hornet's nest, but now he's dealing with the hurricane as Carson Hocevar takes over the lead.
Clear, all clear.
Caden Honeycutt with a great restart, looking to pick up that 2nd spot, and he does, not quite cleared around Mini Tyrell.
Got to give it up for Dawson Sutton, too. Both those guys on the front row did a great job of not backing this field up. It was fun to watch.
Here he comes out of turn number 4. Carson Hocevar picks up stage number 2. Caden Honeycutt battles to 2nd. Gio Ruggiero. Dawson Sutton hangs on to 4th. And Tyler Ankrum rounds out your top 5.
That was wild.
Great job, Carson Hocevar.
Tomorrow, Cup Series practice and qualifying starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Prime. Then, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series hits the track with racing action at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on the CW. On Sunday, the Cup Series drivers will duel it out at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Going to be a great weekend to continue all the racing action. You saw practice and qualifying for the Cup Stars tomorrow. Joey Logano joining us now. He'll get his shot. Looking forward to everything on Sunday as well. This season is moving right along. It's wild that we're already here at Texas, kicking off the month of May.
What a great sprint to that stage we had. Wow, what action. Look who's surfacing up toward the front there, Caden Honeycutt. We knew he would be strong, and there he is. Hats off to Dawson Sutton, Minnie Terrell for getting great finishes in that stage.
Both finish in the top 6. Got some valuable points there, so they'll bring it down and pit. Looks like Ross Chastain pits as well. We'll step aside and drop the green flag on stage 3 next. It is a gorgeous night here just outside of Dallas, Texas. Perfect for racing, and racing action is what we have gotten through 2 stages tonight. Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Tried, tested, proven legendary. All right, boys, it's time for our SpeedyCash.com Victory Lane picks. And because I'm talking, I'm going first. I'm going with the low-hanging fruit. The leader right now, Carson Hocevar. I want to see the celebration again.
Well, why wouldn't you? You got the first pick. You got the fastest truck. That just makes sense.
Okay, Joey.
Well, I think the fastest truck might be in the back of the pack now.
Look at you.
I'm going with the 34 of Lane Riggs. Really just because, well, one, he drives a Ford F-150 and it's the coolest truck out there. But 2, I would also say I want to watch him pass a bunch of trucks. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
We've seen him do it already tonight,
He's already
right?
done it once, but I've got my eye on the cat that's running second right now, Caden Honeycutt. He's made his way through the field to the front, and now he's in a position to win this race. And by the way, he's from Texas. I can tell by the way he's racing that truck.
Michael's been singing this song literally since we got into the booth tonight.
Now I'm done.
I get it. It's a good song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
We've been hearing a lot of Big X the Plug, too. Joey had never heard of him.
I haven't either.
I'm learning all these new things tonight, guys.
And you're singing Ella Langley. She's got a song with Big X the Plug.
See, you tune into the truck races, no telling what you're going to learn.
Yeah. Caitlin, let's get back to racing.
I enjoyed that music discussion. Okay, so I talked to Grant Enfinger earlier about how his season has been as a whole. He admittedly said it's been terrible for the results. He feels like the trucks are better than the finishes show for them, but he said we had a string of bad luck to start the season. But he said we definitely aren't where we need to be to contend for wins. But right now, close balance-wise, occupying in the top 5. Josh?
Well, for the 45 of Ross Chastain, they felt like they finally got that truck dialed in, but during that last run, they got some damage on the right front fender. Were worried it would cause a tire to go down, so they came down to pit road to address that and pull it out, gave out that track position. And some bad news for your guys' pick. The 34 was back on pit lane, so yeah, he's going to have to pass a lot of trucks if he wants to get that win for you guys.
Joey,
He'll be all right.
Joey
He'll be all right.
believes.
He's
Not
gonna get
going
a couple
back.
cautions. He's going to work out.
All right, we're choosing Hocevar Honeycutt on the front row. This is going to be good.
Yes, it is. First time we've seen Caden Honeycutt up there. And look at Tyler Ankrum. He and Gio Ruggiero occupying row 2. And we've talked a lot today about the speed of the 15 of Tanner Gray. He's right there in the mix too. I love our picks, but man, I wouldn't be surprised if anyone in that top 10 wins this race.
There's Ty Majeski. Been kind of quiet back there, restarting row number 6.
Kyle Busch. So obviously starting to move his way back up here too.
Yeah.
Row 7.
Kligerman, guys. In for Ram in the 25 truck. Restarting row number 5.
This run has been known at times to go green from here. And if it does, you'll have to have a green flag cycle at some point in pit. I don't know if it will tonight. I don't know if I don't have the feelings that it's going to go green.
It's been wild. It's been
sometimes
fun.
just off a feeling you kind of can guess, but I just think there's going to be a yellow.
The Ram on board with Brendan Queen. We saw Frankie Muniz with his on board. He got the free pass, so he will restart 28th. That pace truck will take that left-hander down to pit road. And here we go. 81 laps to go at the line. Carson Hocevar, Caden Honeycutt. Look at Tyler Ankrum up there. Taking a peek to the inside, not quite. Hocevar with a monster restart.
Not a great start by Honeycutt, but he's got a bit of a rally here off turn 2.
Where did Ankrum come from?
Watch the big push.
Love this overhead shot.
Me too.
Tyler Dare, our director tonight, doing a great job.
I love the Goodyear blimp. It's been at sporting events my whole life, and every time I see it in the sky, I know it's a big night.
That draft, when you get all these trucks together, that draft is big, and Carson had his hands full in the turn 1 trying to defend Ankrum.
It's not going to take Ankrum long to understand that Hocevar's going to go where Ankrum isn't. I mean, he's going to block all he can. So you can watch for differing lines from that 77 truck, trying just to control this race from here on out.
Joey, what does it do to the air? You saw Carson Hocevar almost snaking it a little bit.
Yeah, he's just trying to break that draft. He knows how big the draft is. Look how they just run right up on him. If he doesn't break that draft, they're just going to keep building that run more. So he's doing what he can to try to fight that off. But as the leader, obviously you have no draft, so you're going slower than everyone else on the straightaway, especially when tires are new and it's gripped up more. That's more wide open time. That's more the draft comes into play. And now you're going to have two trucks side by side here. Look for the 38 of Chandler Smith down this front straightaway. He's got to make a decision. Is it 3 wide? Is it push one through? What's he going to do?
Wow, look at those trucks.
There's a lot of patience there.
Beautiful the way they flared into turn 1 there, the 5 of them.
Tyler Ankrum in the 18 hasn't led a lap yet this year. He's trying to get there. And there's Lane Riggs, Joey Logano's pick.
He's got a lot of work to do.
Up to 19th. Daniel Hemrick in the picture there, alongside Jake Garcia.
Lost some momentum there off turn 4 because of the truck that was dead ahead of him. But watch Lane. He goes up there where he saw Carson Hocevar
Look
making
at this,
all
3
those
wide.
moves.
Battle for second place right here. Just feet apart. Tyler Ankrum gets out of it. Gio Ruggiero hangs on to it while Caden Honeycutt on the outside tries to reclaim that third spot. We've seen racing like this all night long. So much to watch. Side-by-side action.
Ruggiero
did a good job at being able to hang on the top side of Ruggiero there. They put it on his door pretty tight here, Michael.
You hate that's a pair of teammates too. You're really nervous if you're the owner right now watching these two go at it. Caden really needs to swing a little bit higher in 1 and 2 and try to run that wide line. But man, Gio's got some speed down there on the bottom, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
It's very difficult to complete those passes down low like that.
Yeah, you see Caden Honeycutt just a little wiggle down there in 1 and 2 and just lost a little bit of ground, and then Gio's able to clear him off the corner.
Can Gio make a run up there at Carson Hocevar? We've seen a few guys come and be turned away, but we haven't seen Gio make this run yet.
Carson Hocevar up front, 0.6 of a second lead over Gio Ruggiero. The kids are liking what they're seeing. Action all over the racetrack. Plenty more still to come. Welcome back to the SpeedyCash.com 250. It is heating up again. Up front, Carson Hocevar trying to hold off Gio Ruggiero. And guys, we're keeping an eye on so many different trucks that are coming from mid to the back of the pack, including Joey's pick right there in the 34. Lane Riggs, get this. In Darlington, he passed 42 trucks. So far tonight, he has already passed 50 trucks and counting as he's working on Kyle Busch here.
They're just going to keep getting harder and harder to pass. I'm afraid he's going to need a caution to really pull this off, but he definitely has a very quick truck.
And then at the front of this field, Gio Ruggiero is going to have to try to figure out how to run higher than Carson Hocevar. He's going to tiptoe around up top and see if he can find anything there, because he's not going to make it on the bottom. And wherever he goes, Carson's going to go there and block. We've seen that.
Look at this run right here from Caden Honeycutt.
Right. The air just messed up the 17 truck, and Caden's right there to take advantage of it. He's got to move out of that air somehow.
And Caden's been able to hang for a while there, so you know he's pretty good. And again, there you go. You see Gio got a little bit loose on that outside line. It's a little freer up there. You got to carry a lot of momentum. It can make you a little looser.
Caden Honeycutt in that 11 truck sets his sights on Carson Hocevar, the 22-year-old out of Willow Park, Texas. This is the team, the truck that won last year here with Corey Heim.
Riggs is kind of fizzled out here. He caught Kyle Busch and can't do anything with him.
It's a battle for 10th, Michael.
Running outside of the top 10 and 11th as we see the battle up front continue to look a whole lot like it has. People getting right to Hocevar, but not being able to figure out how to get around him.
I know one thing, though. If you're Caden Honeycutt, oh, you got a little wiggle there, too. You lost the momentum. You got to think about when you get to Carson Hocevar, you have to pass him quickly. You run side by side. We've seen it all night long. You run side by side for a straightaway, maybe two. The third place truck, the 17 of Gio, he's going to just run and pass both of you. He's going to go three wide and pass both and laugh at you along the way. So you have to be methodical about this and really think about, okay, where is his weaknesses? How can I make that pass as efficient as possible?
Look who made it happen. Another pass for Lane Riggs. He is now in the top 10 around Kyle Busch, working on Stuart Preeson. He might get there, Joey. And remember, we talked about a green flag pit stop or a pit stop during this stage. We're talking about the racing action on the track. Think about those crew chiefs trying to strategically figure out exactly when they need to come to pit road and get those tires. They're in the window now to where they can almost make it. So there could be some issues or some decisions made that could change the outcome of this race from the pit box.
63 laps to go. Pit window 50 to 55 laps. We will see another pit stop. The fans liking what they're seeing. Carson Hocevar has now led the most laps tonight, 45 and counting. Big news announced last week. 2 of our own, Clint Boyer, Jamie McMurray, are coming to the Truck Series. We're looking forward to that. Jamie Mack in San Diego and Boyer in just 2 weeks from now at Dover. Boyer, of all the places he picks, Joey, he's going to come back and run around Dover with us here in the trucks.
It's going to be fun to watch, and they're going to do fine. They're going to do fine. They're pros. I mean, remember, these guys won some big races, a lot of cup races. They're very, very talented. Just because it's been a little bit since they've been in a race car.
A little bit? 17
They knocked the rust off. It
years.
might take a few laps. They'll be okay.
Since McMurray was in a truck. It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to having them, no doubt. And look who is on rails right now. Lane Riggs just picking him up and laying him down up to 4th.
Up to 4th. And Joey, you're looking like a genius right now. This cat started last, and he's got the speed to go win this race.
Clear.
He might be able to reel him in, right? You look at the distance. That's the thing I want to look at. See, his 4th place. He's 6.3 seconds behind the leader. So he's got a lot of track distance to make up, but now he's passed a lot of the traffic, so he can open it up now and let her roll. Hopefully he can make a little bit more time.
And we've also crept inside of that fuel window. So if there's a caution flag, we could see a pit stop. And then the strategy that I talked about, the crew chiefs began to look at when they want to make that final green flag pit stop, if that's what it comes down to. I think with the speed we're seeing, I mean, they've only lost less than a second off their fastest lap times. There's not a lot of fall off in these Goodyear tires, so they might stretch it out a while.
Up front, you haven't missed a thing. Carson Hocevar continues to lead. Caden Honeycutt just behind him, 0.8 of a second behind. Gio Ruggiero, Lane Riggs, Chandler Smith, Riggs' teammate, behind him in 5th. What a night Riggs has had, guys. Started in the back because of an issue earlier today. Drove his way all the way to the front. Then he had a bracket coming off. Had 2 pit stops to repair that on the rear windshield. And he has just driven forward.
He definitely has. And, you know, he kind of stalled out here the last couple laps. He may have been passing lap traffic. I didn't get to see. But, you know, he was 6.3 seconds. Now he's closer to 7 seconds behind. Makes you wonder what has slowed his pace down.
The times up front are just so close together. Within 1/10 of a second, the top 4 trucks. So it's hard to make much ground when that's the case. As you see there, Lane off turn 2, catching a slower truck.
This will check up some speed right here. Look at all these trucks.
Look at this mess.
That's the leader going around the top side.
No problem. Picks up 3 lappers at once. Here comes Caden Honeycutt.
Ooh.
Trying to get around Tony Breidinger. Parker Kligerman was running top 15 for Ram. He's in that free agency truck, and he just came down pit road. Joey, what's it like getting woed up and getting down to pit road here under green flag conditions?
Well, it's definitely a place that you want to make sure the trucks behind you know you're going to pit, because it is a place that you can get in trouble quickly. Trucks are going so fast through 3 and 4. We talk about all the banking down there, how fast you're going through the corner. Everyone's right on the bottom, right? The fastest lane's right on the bottom, 3 and 4. And all of a sudden, the truck slams on the brakes to blow it up to 55 miles an hour.
And the more experienced you are, the faster you can get to pit road, get it woed down, and not speed on pit road. There's a lot of time to be gained getting to that speed line, making your way to pit road.
We're hearing about 5 to 8 laps for our leaders. Carson Hocevar, Caden Honeycutt. It'll be their last opportunity to fill up with Sunoco race fuel with 0 carbon bioethanol. And we'll see where everybody else shakes out. Been 5 different leaders tonight. Carson Hocevar has led the most laps, 58. Ben Rhodes led 41 laps earlier. Brandon Jones, Dawson Sutton, and Minnie Tyrell also led some laps tonight.
77 truck just so consistent. Last time 30.59, the lap before that 58. So just solid, steady speed. How about that time by 30.57? Each lap within 100th of a second of each other.
Yeah, really at this point, like you said, the top 4 trucks or so, they're all kind of pacing each other within 1/10 or so, back and forth, probably depending on just traffic and how things are working around and whether who's faster or not. So everything's kind of gotten to where nothing's happening. But the pit stops are coming around the corner, and there is multiple seconds on the table on the pit road times, off of pit road, rolling pit road, and oh yeah, the pit stop, where we've seen a lot of trucks have issues on pit road tonight. One of them being the 77 at one point.
And also the tires. You see that 25 truck? That's Parker Kligerman. He's running 27. He just drove around our leader, Carson Hocevar. He had just come off pit road. So that shows you their speed there, the decision the pit crews make. And we're seeing one of our first leaders make his way to pit road now.
Gio Ruggiero and Caden Honeycutt on pit road, Caitlin.
Yeah, Gio Ruggiero telling me earlier, he said, I feel like we just have such good top 3 speed every single week, but we got to cross that threshold and actually get a win. Right now he's saying just a bit free in traffic. It's 4 tires and fuel there for that 17. Josh?
11 of Caden Honeycutt. They got that truck dialed in to where they needed it to be, just snugging it up a bit. It'll be 4 tires and fuel as they go to work on pit road.
And Josh, Carson Hocevar, the leader, coming your way now.
For Carson Hocevar on that 77 truck, he was complaining over the radio saying, these guys, the 11 and the 17, were putting the pressure on me. I need more speed to hold them off. He's hoping he can do that the rest of his way as he looks for his second career truck win here.
Hey, Josh, it's just all about no mistakes. The driver can't make a mistake.
There's a mistake on the right front here.
This is what happened to him
He's still trying
earlier.
to clock it to get it on there. Finally gets it on.
Hitting all 5 lugs. Now they have to do the left side.
The tire carrier could not stud the right front. They kept just playing Wheel of Fortune with that thing, trying to figure out how to get it on the studs. That's a slow pit stop.
Huge moment for Carson Hocevar, who had command of this race.
Yeah, you just can't have that happen on your last stop.
Chandler Smith is in, Caitlin.
Yeah, Chandler telling me earlier, we've just been riding this momentum and strength of the team really since that Daytona win, but the feedback he gave to the team just now, just fighting tight as that run went on for the 38.
Lane Riggs, meanwhile, leads for the first time tonight. When will he pit?
Yeah, he's running it out, and that's an interesting strategy. These teams have all kinds of analytics that tells them the best way to go about approaching this. We saw the speed in the tires that when Parker Kligerman came on the road, how much faster he was than our leader. How long will Lane leg it out? And you got to be careful also. You talked about a truck right behind you. When you come to pit road, he needs to make sure he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, they're definitely running this thing long, and they're thinking splitting it down the middle is going to be the fastest overall. But you're going to have to pass all those trucks you just passed again, because right now, as you're out there, look at how Ben Rhodes has newer tires. He drives right around him. That's a big tire difference, though. That's, what, 40-ish laps different on tires, 35 or so. So he's only going to have 6 or 7 lap newer tires. It's going to be a lot harder to pass him.
I want him to pit.
Me too.
So the top 12 have yet to pit. Meanwhile, guys, on the 77, Carson Hocevar pit stop 24 seconds.
Yeah, that's costly. But he had a pretty nice lead over most of the trucks. We'll see if he can overcome that problem. This will be interesting to see, this 34 truck. Does he come to pit road this time? He's low on the back. I think he's letting those trucks know behind him that he's going to come to pit road.
He does so.
Yeah, he's definitely coming down pit road here.
Spotter said he does know. Getting it woed down right to that pit road speed.
They're in and out.
Josh?
And the biggest thing for Lane Riggs here, he wants some rear security in that truck. Remember, he's dealing with a little tough visibility because that bare bond on the back window. They need a good pit stop here to get Lane Riggs back on and give him a chance at this win, guys.
Kyle Busch pits also in that 7 truck. He hasn't had the pace since the wall contact that we usually see out of Kyle Busch. You could see an adjustment there to the chassis from the crew member. Good stop by Lane as he's out.
Man, you see that rear changer? He was kind of chasing that left rear. It makes me nervous when I see that. Did he get all the lug nuts? I hope he did.
They continue to shuffle on the pylon. Those that pitted, those who have not.
The first truck to pit was the 17 of Gio Ruggiero. He and Caden Honeycutt, the same lap.
Yeah, now it's only 1 lap before Carson Hocevar. Now everything's going to cycle as it kind of goes through the pit stalls or pit cycles here to understand where everybody's actually running. But what I see is the 17 I think is going to cycle as the leader. Honeycutt's going to be second, and then it's going to be Hocevar. So it's the lead and some time. We'll see how far back he really is. Looks like it's going to be almost 5 seconds.
Well, that's about how long his pit stop was, much longer it was than the other drivers. Can he make that up? And what does Lane Riggs give up by running those laps long?
So Gio Ruggiero shown fourth on your scoring pylon there. The 3 trucks in front of him have yet to pit. Caden Honeycutt right with him.
Yeah, Gio Ruggiero is going to be your cycled leader. And so the interesting things you'll see now, can Carson Hocevar run them back down? Can Lane Riggs run them all down with newer tires? A little bit newer tires, not a lot, but a little bit. Can that be enough?
Last time by, Ruggiero and Honeycutt faster than Carson Hocevar.
You also got to give it up for the drivers, Joey. We talked about no mistakes. They all made it to pit road, got down to the proper speed and did it in speed. That would be very, very costly and impossible to overcome at this point in the race.
We see so many pit road speeding penalties here in all 3 levels. So to your point, Michael, they're doing a great job tonight. So 36 laps to go here.
Lane Riggs last time by way fast. He was the fastest truck on the track.
Ooh, Ty Majeski in the 88.
Whoa.
Run up into Ross.
Definite contact there.
Good save by Ross. That's outside the top 10. Certainly costly to these two. Watch the 88 just get loose on the bottom, I think. Clipped Chastain. Nice save.
Yeah, and you get up out of the groove, and you see no trucks up any higher than that, like 2.5 lane. And you see all the dust coming off the back of Ross's truck. It's dirty and slick.
Dawson Sutton shown as the leader. He has yet to pit. Ruggiero right there, ready to take over the lead for the first time tonight. 35 laps to go from Texas Motor Speedway. How will it end? He wants it to be Hocevar. The winner of tonight's race will celebrate in SpeedyCash.com victory lane. They are getting things set up. Don't have the trophy out there quite yet. Victory lane here, Joey. It's so fun. All the flames.
Oh, yeah, fire. Yeah.
Lots of fire.
It's Texas.
Who's it going to be? Right now, Gio Ruggiero has control up front, about 0.7 of a second over Caden Honeycutt. But Lane Riggs got around Carson Hocevar, but they've got some work to do. They're about 4 seconds behind Ruggiero.
But when you say what you said, Jamie, it's something that's very hard to do. Lane Riggs got around Carson Hocevar. There are going to be 2 guys racing for this win. So the fact that Lane did that and is closing in on Gio and Honeycutt, I know he's got 4 seconds to make up, but that 34 truck has fresher tires, just a few laps. Be interesting to see if he can get there. One way we know he'll get there, Joey, is if these front 2 start mixing it up.
If the front 2 start mixing it up, and lap traffic. Let's not forget about that. A lot of lap traffic. This is going to hold him up a lot. He's in the middle of the corner. It really checked him up. He was trying to go for both, and here comes Caden Honeycutt, just like that. That's all it takes is 2 trucks like that, and boom, the race is back on.
Caden Honeycutt has been so close, but has yet to lead a lap tonight.
He can taste it, Jamie.
He's closing.
He's from Texas. He's at the Texas Motor Speedway. He's got everything. Talked to his parents earlier in the garage. They said, you won't believe what it would mean for us, for this kid to get this victory tonight. And he's right there as the laps close down to try to get the victory.
He's been so close this year, and the pressure, Joey, that he feels driving this truck, the championship winning truck. This team went to victory lane 12 times last year with Corey Heim. All he wants to do is prove that he can do it. He's looking for his first career win, and it's so close, but he's got to get around his teammate, the 17.
He's proven it to me he can do it. He's already proven that to me. It's just a matter of getting it done. And I like the way he ran 3 and 4 high there. Gave him good momentum. See if he continues to look around for alternate grooves to try to make this move on his teammate.
Riggs is knocked off about a second back in third.
And pretty much all of that happened right there with those lap cars. That's why he was able to catch. There's going to be a caution here.
Goes around. Caution is out for the 6th time.
Nice spin there without any contact for Tyler.
Well, that changes things.
Everything. Now, I mean, immediately the first thing I think of, Carson Hocevar in these restarts. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. He's been so aggressive on the restarts. Now, granted, the tires are a little bit older. You don't have the fresh tires where he's been firing off super fast that way, but you just don't know how this was going to play out now.
And you say that, and I look just behind him, a guy that's rallied and gotten stronger and stronger, Kyle Busch. He's just a couple of spots behind Hocevar. You know he's going to be aggressive on this restart. How will this shake out? I guarantee you, Gio and Honeycutt did not want to see this caution because this just opens the whole game. There's Kyle Busch. He'll be a factor.
So Tyler Ankrum will take a look at what happened to him in the 18 truck. He was running 9th at the time of this incident.
Ben Rhodes.
Ben was in there. He definitely had position there. And
what a great save, though. He never quit driving that thing. Kept his foot on the gas.
Did a good job standing on the gas.
Wow.
His rear tires just spinning. He's trying to drive down the racetrack the best he can, not getting that wall.
See what Majeski sees. He sees I better get low in a hurry. You hear him get in the gas? I want out of here.
I got to go.
So what is Gio Ruggiero thinking right now?
Oh, man. That's exactly what he's thinking. He probably had some other words that I can't say on TV, but yeah, he was in pretty good control of this thing to just keep doing his thing. So now, yeah, you're going to have the restart of your life. But we've seen on these restarts, gosh, it's hard for the leader to get away. The leader just does not get that draft down the front straightaway, and you're going to have a pack of angry wolves coming at you.
There you see people staying out. There's no new tires. Will someone try to get some fresh old ones? If I'm Tyler Ankrum after I boiled mine off over here, turns 1 and 2.
All you got.
Give me something on there.
They will choose. We'll line them back up. We'll finish this thing off. Who will it be? Stay with us. Well, there's been a theme of first-time winners in NASCAR the last couple of weeks. Could it be Caden Honeycutt's night? What a gorgeous night. So happy to be here at Texas Motor Speedway. And what about this? The fans? If Caden Honeycutt wins, this is what he said just a few weeks ago. How about this, Joey?
He's ready for a big time.
And think about this. He's in Texas. This is his home track. You think he won't run up there in a hurry, considering where he's at? He said that before he even knew it was going to happen.
We're going to have a good view of it from up here if this happens.
Let's get an update, Josh.
And guys, I talked to Caden Honeycutt before this race, and he talked about all the times he's been so close to finally getting that first career win. He's learned a lot from what happened in earlier races this season. He said he's been working on late race restarts. He said that is the next step for him. He's done it several ways. It hasn't worked out. He's been working with several people, including our good buddy Trevor Bain, on how to execute in these types of situations. Came over the radio a little while ago complaining about that truck being just a little too edgy to catch the 17. Believes if he can get in front off of this restart, he has a good chance to hold on and get this win.
Doing a great job utilizing all those resources that are, on his fingertips now that he's with this team and has this level of influence.
Oh, me. Look who's there to take them 3 wide.
Let's listen to Carson Hocevar's radio.
That or I have a wheel loose, so that's impressive. No, it's definitely a wheel loose. We don't have anything as far as stickers. Nobody has stickers. We're all out of tires. There's no shot you're getting me to come down pit road. If that's the case, if we don't have tires.
Uh-oh.
Well, we'll see how loose it is.
I've never seen him get tighter.
Look at
I know
this.
that. Those are loose. They stay loose. They're the ones ready to go party with Caden Honeycutt afterwards.
They are liking what they're seeing.
This is a good time right here in Texas. Wow, there's Carson Hocevar. If I'm Gio, I'm going to make sure I get the restart of my career and protect the bottom.
Protect the bottom the best you can. But the thing you know about Carson, if the middle opens up, he's going to try to put it there. So if you're Honeycutt, you got to stay on the door and keep everything closed off to where he got nowhere to go but to push.
But Hocevar thinks he has a loose wheel.
I don't think
How
that'll
hard
stop
are you
him.
willing to push?
He don't care.
We'll see. 19 laps to go here. Great restart for Gio Ruggiero as they head into turn 1. Gets a little sideways. Carson Hocevar is not patient.
I left the bottom open.
Here comes Hocevar on the bottom. Caden Honeycutt out front.
Riggs got a little bit high, wasn't able to carry the momentum that he really needed to carry down the back straightaway. Hocevar gets a huge push from Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch is his teammate. Falls back a bit. Josh just talked about Caden Honeycutt working on his late race restarts. Guys, he nailed it there.
He executed Kyle Busch 3 wide.
Oh my gosh, they're leaning on each other. Kyle Busch, Gio Ruggiero. Lane Riggs on the outside.
Kyle Busch with a huge recovery. Remember, he smacked a wall in the first stage, and he's able to drive all the way back up to 3rd, and now he's underneath Hocevar.
Oh, wow. What a race we have.
He's able to clear Hocevar.
Kyle Busch into 2nd. He's won at Texas 20 times between the 3 series of NASCAR. Trying to make it 21. He's got to get around Caden Honeycutt out front.
Oh, Caden's trying to block low.
Oh, Hocevar gets back to the outside. Honeycutt did a good job taking Kyle Busch's air. Stops him, gives Hocevar the opportunity to get back by him.
Caden Honeycutt's got to do everything perfectly. He's got 2 of the most aggressive, best racers in NASCAR right now on his tailgate.
And their teammates tonight.
And here comes that draft you talked of. I would go high if I'm Honeycutt.
Carson Hocevar. He is looking everywhere. High, low,
He's
trying to get
that
around
quarter
the 11.
panel. He's just trying to, he gets to his quarter panel. And that side draft, you see that side draft work?
Bumper.
He's going to make it work.
Clear, all clear.
Oh, look at Honeycutt. He stays.
Here comes Kyle Busch. He's going to have a run now.
As the leader crosses the line, we've reached our Craftsman. 15 to go. Carson Hocevar out front. Caden Honeycutt not giving up. Kyle Busch is there and Gio Ruggiero.
Gio did a good job getting the outside of Kyle. He's not going to have enough to stay there. He's going to have a run down the back straightaway, I think.
Remember, the longer run is not Carson Hocevar's friend. You see Caden's all over the back of that truck. Can he get there?
Because Kyle's going to be able to. So Hocevar did a good job at taking Caden's air there, and Kyle Busch took the advantage of taking the clean air on the bottom. This is going to be a tough pass for Kyle Busch right here.
Remember at Atlanta, Hocevar helped Kyle win that race. Will Kyle return the favor?
No. Oh,
Again,
look at that.
This time he turns down underneath him.
He's going to get there.
Gets him sideways.
Look at this race.
My goodness. This is amazing.
13 laps to go. Hocevar knows one of the most aggressive drivers in the field, Kyle Busch in that 7 truck. He's won more in the truck series than any other driver.
Kyle charges it down into turn 3. He's going to clear Caden.
And Caden's going to give him a big shove.
Look for a run here from Kyle Busch into turn 1. Look at the momentum he's got. Where's he going to go? Oh.
Stalls out.
Couldn't make up his mind which way to go. And look at Caden takes advantage of that.
Gonna tight clear him. Oh my goodness, tight.
And then he got out of the way.
Hocevar's got to love what he's seeing right now.
Well, he's not going to love it long because these two are going to get lined up.
Gio Ruggiero's back in the mix.
Oh, no.
Stuart Friesen goes around, trucks through the infield.
The grass completely destroyed Enfinger's truck.
Oh, that Enfinger.
Stuart Friesen was running in the 6th position, tasting
Up on the bottom.
tasting that top 5.
Had such a good night going. They needed that. So the caution comes out now for the 7th time.
I tell you what, guys, that is some of the best racing I've ever seen.
Ever.
That was awesome.
It had it all. It had runs. It had the draft. It had blocks. It had differing lanes. It had talented drivers just showing you how good they are. Wow, that was fun.
Well, we get to see more of it.
I'm glad.
Catch our breath and take a look at this replay, what just brought out this caution.
He says bumps. The bump started working the back of Stuart Friesen's truck and got it loose. Just spun him around.
That's a shame. He had such a great run going. And watch
Grant does a good job missing him, but that grass, man, if I had a nickel for every time I've seen the grass knock the front of a truck off, or really any kind of race car, you'd really wish they paved that someday.
So close for Lane Riggs, just avoids the 52. Grant gets a piece of that.
He makes an amazing miss right there. He thinks he's in good shape, and then
how good of driving was that by Grant?
Watch how close
Watch
this is.
the way that Chandler Smith avoids this right here. This is the point leader coming into this race.
Oh.
Well, while they clean up this latest caution for the incident involving 2 trucks, we'll step aside. You don't want to go anywhere for the finish of this one. Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. The red flag has been displayed. All the trucks have come to a stop on the backstretch. That's just to help the workers clean up the mess. So much oil and debris on the front stretch. So while they're sitting in their trucks, guys, Joey Logano just said that was the best battle he has ever seen.
It was amazing.
Let's dial up Caden Honeycutt and see what his thoughts are.
Let's do it. Caden Honeycutt, Joey Logano up here in the Fox booth. You got me?
The draft, and he just got back to me like it sucked me straight back.
I think I joined a conversation.
I'll try it again.
Maybe we'll try again. Caden Honeycutt, Joey Logano up here in the Fox booth. You got us?
Sir, I got you. What's up?
Well, we were talking about how that's the best racing we've ever seen, and it was absolutely awesome to watch. I don't know what your heart rate is at anymore. You having fun, number one? That's the first question. Number two, what do you got to do to finish this thing off?
Yeah, I hope that was exciting. He definitely tracked me off of fourth pretty closely, and I was like, it's either die or live to fight another day. So I chose to fight another day, and just made a mistake right there. Just allowed Carson to get underneath me off of two, and then I cleared Kyle off of two, and then I gave him the top like I need to get down the back stretch. So just made two costly mistakes there. But man, I think if we can get a good restart. Mix it up between these two, I think we can get us here one today at the home state of Texas. That'd be really awesome to get the first one at. So we'll just have to work over the start and go from there. Just not have any mercy.
Yeah, man, all that stuff's behind you. Keep staying out the windshield. There's a lot of people out down here with no shirts on ready to party with you after you win this thing. So you know where to go. You'll see them.
Yeah, absolutely. I know where the no-shirt people are at. So I did tell people earlier, I think a Busch Light Apple shotgun after would be preferred, but, you know, I'll take any beverage after winning a day like tonight. So enjoy the last 5 or 6 laps we got. Let's go win it. Let's see what we got.
All right, man. Good luck.
I mean, you talked about how awesome the racing is. How cool is it that we can just drop in to one of the competitors getting ready to roll up his sleeves and do whatever it takes to go win this race? We're able to get in that truck and ask him what it felt like. I love how he reviewed what he did wrong. He knows that now. Let's make sure we do everything right, execute, and get the victory.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're the last people he wanted to hear. I feel so bad because I know exactly. I see both sides of it. I know, like, when you're in the race car, you're like so focused in, you just want to stay focused in. And now I'm up here in the booth and I realize, hey, the fans want to hear what you're thinking in there. You got to butt in, and it's a weird place to be, guys.
But I think that he appreciates the fact that he had a second just to share his feelings and help him sort of work his way through the emotions that he's going through. I think it helped him.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds good.
Let's hear from Kyle Busch's crew chief, Brian Patty, get his thoughts as they sit second, Caitlin.
Yeah, Brian, no stranger to crew chiefing truck races with Kyle Busch. What did you say to your driver, and what was the feedback he gave to you there?
He feels like he's got a shot to win. Obviously, got a little tire advantage. You know, pitting long seemed to help, but finally got the thing where he could drive it. It's been, 2 hours of heck trying to get the thing balanced. So finally got it balanced, and finally got track position, and finally got some tire advantage. So, hopefully the two teammates play nice.
Yeah, we hope so too. All right, that's Brian Patty, crew chief for Kyle Busch, trying to chase down win 21 here at Texas.
How cool is it, though, what he's been able to do tonight? Into the wall early.
It's
they
amazing.
worked on the truck all night long, and here he is, just doing Kyle Busch things.
Let's listen to Kyle Busch's radio from moments ago.
State the obvious, but it has to be spoken. One of us has to win. Let's not around and take us both out, okay? And they're getting that same preach as you are. I know you're smart enough. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, definitely. I would assume they're going to tell the 77 the same thing. Message. I don't believe it's self-listen, so do whatever it takes unless you hear it otherwise.
I don't know what to make of all that.
That's a disclaimer. I said it, and now it's on you.
That's not how it's going to go down. They're going to race. I mean, we saw at Atlanta, great point, Jamie. Carson did push Kyle home, and he had a choice to go to the bottom and try to mix it up. Atlanta's a different animal, though, there with the draft, but I don't see it happening here. I think they both go for the victory.
Let's look at tail of the tape between these two right here.
And I want to, before we look at this, or as we look at this, I want to tell you, that's the only guy that has numbers that can get anywhere near Kyle Busch in the whole.
I mean, they're not far off.
In all of trucks.
Since 2023, they're both part-timers here because they race full-time on Sundays. Laps led, I mean, they're not. Carson Hocevar is not far off.
How many races has he run? That's the one stat we don't have on here. Is which
starts.
Who's ran more races? How many starts?
Come on, Joey, don't get in the way.
I'm just saying, I'm wondering, just curious.
Stat Guy Joe is all over it. He's going to let us know how many starts they've had between the two since 2023.
We have the best stat guys in all of NASCAR.
They certainly make us look and sound smart, don't they?
Well, they make us know what's correct and not. Joey Logano said the best racing he's ever seen. Let's look at some of this racing. Wow, what a great night.
In the past, I mean, 52nd truck race here. There's been so much action. Look at this, 2022. Stuart Friesen got it done. Look at through the grass around on the last lap. That was Carson Hocevar's victory. That was the only lap, I believe, he was credited with leading, and it was just a matter of feet. And then last year here, Heim time looks familiar, looks exactly like the truck Caden Honeycutt is driving, and yes, it was Heim time.
What are we going to see tonight after all the action? They're rolling.
This is a good sign.
There we go.
Red flag has been lifted. 5 last lap passes for the win at Texas, most among non-drafting tracks.
I'm having so much fun. I just want to say thank you to NASCAR for red flagging it. I want to see every lap we can see to determine the winner tonight.
Yeah, they'll probably roll off. They're probably going to try to open pit road. Well, she already have. The light is green, so they're going to open pit road this lap. Hopefully it's a quickie caution, and they can come around and choose quickly so we can have as many laps to go as possible.
Just a note coming up after our race, the FIFA World Cup 26 preview series. That's coming up right here on FS1 on the conclusion of this one from Texas. How is this going to shake out? All right, so I picked Hocevar. Michael, you went with?
Honeycutt.
And Joey went with?
Riggs.
I went with Riggs. And, you know, Riggs had a good run going, and it just that last restart, he wasn't in the mix.
Let's not count him out, though.
Fell back and wasn't in the top 4 while all these 4 trucks were racing the heck out of each other.
I think Riggs has passed 60, 65 trucks tonight.
It's
Something
a lot.
Insane. Caitlin, let's get a quick update.
Yeah, Gio Ruggiero been very impressive tonight, but he is still learning in various situations on the racetrack because the team obviously urging him to trust the guidance of his spotter, Freddie Kraft. Here's the radio.
Just focus on Freddie. Listen to Freddie. Don't look in your mirror. Don't think. If he tells you to move, move. Whatever he tells you, you do it. Don't skip a beat. You can't hesitate at all. We can still got this thing, man. Just got to execute it right here. Yeah, copy that.
I like that pep talk there. So just looking at last time these guys pitted, Kyle Busch has 5-lap fresher tires. Does that make much of a difference? Maybe-ish?
It's small. Small this late in the run. You just had a red flag to let them all cool off. Everyone's got cooler tires now.
I don't think it's that much of a difference, but if you ask those guys, could they pick who has which tires? Everybody would take the bit fresher ones.
Sure.
Just because it's so close. But I don't think it's going to be a fact. I think it's going to have more to do with pushing and shoving and mirror driving and contact than anything else.
Yeah, the choose here is going to be an interesting, and I don't know if we're coming to the choose here or not.
It's been a wild night. 7 cautions, 9 different leaders, 12 lead changes. Whew. Well, let's take a break right now to look at the recap of the night. Still catching our breath. It has been quite a race. This is what we talked about early in stage 1. Kyle Busch hard into the outside wall. He did have to pit right there afterwards. He spent 36 laps off the lead lap for Kyle Busch. Then the 99 gets the stage 1 win. Cole Butcher ends his night early after starting 3rd in tonight's race for that rookie. And then Lane Riggs started in the back, drove to the front. Then when he came in, realized that the rear windshield was loose, had to pit twice to get it fixed again. The 77, Carson Hocevar, has been using that hand out the window a lot tonight. He got stage number 2. Lane Riggs slicing and dicing his way through the pack. Up to the 6th spot now, just been a man on a mission. And then Tyler Ankrum goes around with a little nudge from Ben Rhodes. And this was the last incident that brought out the red flag. Stuart Friesen goes around down pit road, and it was Grant Enfinger just destroyed after going through the infield grass. And that is your race recap.
And in between all those wrecks and craziness, we saw some of the best racing ever here in Texas, anywhere. Just incredible the talent these drivers are showing. And how hard are they driving? Kyle Busch, the talent he is, has a thing get away from him. They're just right on the edge every lap.
Guys, Chandler Smith has been battling in the top 10. We saw him just avoid chaos in that last wreck that happened. He had a flat tire. He had to pit from 7th, so starting quite a bit back as we're choosing officially.
Hayden Honeycutt followed Kyle Busch up to the top.
Which I like that. I think that makes sense. That maybe. I mean, the leader taking the bottom, if he gets a good push, he could surge up there. But if not, you're going to want to be on the outside. The outside is the preferred lane. So,
well, I think.
And he also kind of pins himself. He can't go 3 wide bottom to try to get the lead. I don't know if 3 wide bottom into 1 actually wins the race anyways, because I think it might be a short-term gain into 1, but you're probably going to lose if you're on the very bottom off of turn 2.
And remember, we heard that Carson Hocevar and Kyle Busch are going to be nice to each other. We heard it. Let's see how that all plays out. I'll believe it when I see it. I think this is going to be a crazy 6 laps to the checkered flag.
Great aerial coverage brought to you all night long by Goodyear. Legends aren't born, they're proven.
Look at that beautiful view.
So we got a couple of teammates on the front row, a couple of Tricon Garage teammates on the 2nd row. Then you have Brandon Jones, Lane Riggs up there. Row number 3.
What kind of restart does Kyle Busch get? We've seen Carson be very strong on the bottom with his launches. Can Kyle match him?
Fans are on their feet, half of them without shirts on. They're ready to go.
Yeah, big push. Hocevar is clear already.
Look at the 88 Ty Majeski taking a look.
They're 4 wide.
Brandon Jones on the bottom.
Kyle's got to the outside of Hocevar.
Hocevar out front. And he clears them.
Wow.
6 laps to go at Texas. 3 wide behind him. Brandon Jones slips back. Look, the 17 wiggles all over the place.
Watch this run on the outside for Kyle Busch.
He's got to get clear of that inside.
He's going to get
Gio's going to be able to pull him back. He's going to get some of a push. Kyle's just trying to get clear. He needs to get clear. Gio's going to get clear.
Oh, wow. Big slide there for Kyle Busch with the nose.
Gio Ruggiero into 2nd. Comes Caden Honeycutt in that 11 truck. We just talked to him.
That was a great move getting to Kyle Busch's outside. That was key to get to the outside there.
Trying to clear Kyle Busch for 3rd.
Oh, so close to clearing him, but they'll run
Gio's
side by side.
on Hocevar's back bumper. He's going to go to the inside into turn 1. He's
side by side. Can he clear him?
Josh, he's going to try to work him up here. It's going to be a tight clear. He's got to give him room. It's not enough.
Not clear.
Squeeze
Just
him.
a couple feet apart.
Squeeze him.
Half a truck length. Gio not giving up.
Oh, he's on his door. They're both loose.
Up the hill. Feed him up the hill. Keep coming. Still on your quarter tight.
Out of turn 4. 3 laps to go here from Texas.
Now remember, they're side by side, so look at that blue truck behind him. Honeycutt.
He'll be there. Where does he go when he gets there, though?
Caden Honeycutt with a great run. Lane Riggs still digging there outside.
Oh, no.
Caution.
Caution's out here on the front straightaway.
Caution is out. We got a slow truck. We got a couple of trucks around. There it is right there. Jake Garcia with big damage. Got somebody else stopped down the front straight. The 42, Connor Jones. Wow.
Oh, man.
Who was leading when the caution flew?
Scoring has Gio Ruggiero. ahead.
We're going to go. Who else? What else would you expect, Joey? Overtime?
I did expect this, yes.
Yes, we did.
And Gio Ruggiero is officially the leader here. Carson Hocevar second. Connor Jones, good to see him walking after that big impact.
Here.
Looks like he's
more frustrated than anything.
Garcia's truck is wiped out really bad. Yeah, that back wheel, that chassis is all squished into the rear tire.
See if we can catch a replay of what went on here.
Yeah, one in the wall already back there.
Justin
Haley.
He's
trying to pit.
Oh.
Got cleaned out.
Oh, Justin Haley hit the infield grass and just destroyed the front end of that Ram.
What a mess.
Yeah, it looks like a very similar thing for Justin Haley that just happened with Grant Enfinger with the grass. It rips the nose off and takes the radiator with it.
Look at the back of that 98 truck and the front of the 42.
A lot of cleanup here. Caution is out for the 8th time.
Oh, another truck involved, Tanner Gray. We talked about the good run he was having all night. The 15 truck.
He's on pit road,
making his way to his pit stall. Oh.
You know, as much as we were expecting them to wreck towards the front.
Is it a full moon tonight?
In the back.
I know some of your fellow competitors were talking about moons this week and how they have an impact on the grip level of the racetrack. Is that true?
No.
Are you buying into that? You don't think they're all just messing with you?
Briscoe talk about it, and I believed it. The waxing canvas.
all I can tell you is
it's a big moon.
When it's a full moon, things seem to get a little crazier for some reason.
Look at this full moon Friday night.
And what a beautiful sight that is.
It really is. And guys, we've got another restart still to come. So while cleanup continues for the latest incident involving 4 different trucks with a lot of damage, we'll step aside. Ooh. Gorgeous night, great city. Love to visit the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's a full moon, actually 99% full. And we've got a lot of action. Look at that. What a sight. Great camera work.
That is pretty cool.
It's beautiful. What a night we've had. Holy.
Speaking of full moons, here we are.
Joey, your head's a
This is
little
my head.
shiny. Well, Joey Logano has been one of our broadcasters. You're just a regular with the team. But to hear your excitement tonight and talk about that was the best racing you've ever seen, I think that sums it up pretty darn good.
I get so bummed out to see the caution come out because the racing is just so exciting. Everyone's just moving, right? Like just a lot of things happening. And yeah, dang it. We're going to see it again, though.
Everything we've had tonight, we're just going to just bring it right down to overtime. We're going to give 2 laps to see who's going to win this race. We think we'll give 2 laps, but it's going to be crazy to watch these guys do battle. We see a couple of guys up front, teammates that just won't give an inch, and Gio Ruggiero right there in the middle of them. Just a great battle here.
Gio's done a great job knowing who's behind him, who's coming. I mean, sitting here planning it out, what we're going to see. I can't wait. But let's get an update right now and check in with Caitlin in the pits.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm with Jeff Stankiewicz, the crew chief for Gio Ruggiero. How impressed have you been with your young driver here tonight?
Yeah, he's done a really good job all night. He's growing and learning every week we do this, so he works really hard at it. Super proud of him. Some of the moves he's made out there, he's really gotten better with his side draft and doing a really good job. So we just got to execute this restart here. I think we still have a really good chance here. I got the 77. He's going to be aggressive like he always is. So I think if we can keep him behind him, we can win this thing. But regardless, what we've been telling him, even if we lose the lead somehow, we got to think big picture points day for us. So we've had a good points day so far with stage points, and we got to think that. But just regardless what happens, I want to thank everybody at Tricon, Toyota. Everybody's worked really hard to get us in this spot.
Yeah, what do you say to him in these moments to coach him and kind of help him with these different situations he's being presented with?
Yeah, just listen to his spotter. Freddie's up there, one of the best. He's doing a really good job coaching him. I just tell him, whatever Freddie says you got to do, don't think about it. Just move when he says to move. Execute the restart. We might get swarmed up here with those guys, but we just got to be ready for it.
Good luck the rest of the way. A very good showing so far from Gio and the team here tonight in Texas, Jamie.
Joey, what's that like? We heard the crew chief say, listen to the spotter. Just react. Do what he says. Do you do that? I mean, the spotter's sometimes maybe a half mile away. Do you have that much faith? Is that what drivers do these days?
I mean, it depends on who your spotter is, right? And if you have a lot of faith in your spotter and you trust your spotter, I do. My spotter, Coleman, he's probably watching right now, so I better watch what I say. But, yes, no, he is really, really good at his job. I consider him my best friend, so there's a lot of trust there as well. And we prepare together. We review films together, right? So there's the thought process is already the same. So he knows what I'm thinking that I want to do, and he can give the right information to help me make that move when like the timing has to happen now. And so, this is the time of the race, though, that the spotters, I think early in the race, they give a little bit extra space. They may call clear a little bit later, give it a little space. It's a long time. Now you're racing for the win. It's a green-white checker. Yeah, it's going to be a thing. So the clears are going to be tight. It's going to be aggressive. The intensity level is going to be really, really high. They're going to be talking super, super fast. So you're going to have to try to just listen to all of this, process it, and react as quickly as possible.
Would you like to be able to, at times, share with the folks at home all the prep you do, whether it's going over film with these guys, the spotters, talking to your crew chief, your engineers, everything that goes in to having success on Sunday afternoon? There's a lot that goes into it.
Oh, well, it's just small details now. That's just the name of the game, right? Everybody is so good now, like at all the levels, but I mean, especially the cup level, right? It's the best of the best. Everybody is up there, and it's hard to find an advantage anymore. You used to be able to find little things and, this could separate me from the field. Well, then they watch it immediately, and the next week, that advantage is gone. So whether you're a driver or you're a crew chief or an engineer, designing the cars, coming up with the setups, all these things, the amount of time you have an advantage is so short now, so you constantly have to be looking for the next thing or looking at what your competitors are doing so you can figure out how to beat them.
And when you're sitting there, real quickly, we were able to talk to Caden Honeycutt. What's going through your brain? They're rolling off now. Are you just thinking about all the moves that you have to make in order to go win the race?
Yeah, you want to make sure you have all the details completely, you don't want anything blindsiding you. You want to know what's coming your way as best as possible.
So we lifted the red flag. Caution is displayed. So this is before the crash that brought out the last red flag.
Yeah, the 98 didn't know he was 3 wide, and he squeezed the 15 into the wall. That sort of started that mess. And then all the things that were going on up front.
That's a pretty big hit back there.
Yeah, it's interesting. We don't see red flags very often, and we've seen 2 tonight. Oh.
So it looks like he's got a left front down, and then he tries to come down pit road.
And then he got clobbered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that wasn't a good decision.
You got to stay on the. Oh, golly, that's a hit. That's a big hit to the outside wall for Justin Haley.
I saw Justin Haley get out and walk to the ambulance to be checked and released. All drivers will go to the infield care center. So here we go. It's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series overtime.
Overtime. That's fun to say.
Here we go. It's a 2-lap shootout. If the leader takes the white flag, the next flag ends the race. Caution or checkered flag. Caution prior to the white causes us to restart and do it all over again. We definitely know about overtime at this track.
Look at that.
This.
Wow.
15 overtime finishes at this track, most of all.
And I mean, how do you count Kyle Busch out? I know he's going to be on row 3, but he could win this race. That's how intense things have been. There he is.
You could pass 3 or 4 trucks in a lap if they get side by side in the right spot. Yeah.
And you think about the different scenarios here, the different agendas, right? You've got Gio Ruggiero. We just heard from his crew chief. He talked about points. We got to be smart. We can't just throw caution to the wind. Then you got Hocevar, who's like, screw your points. I'm here to win the race.
Right.
And you got the same thing with Kyle Busch in there as well. So it's a mixed bag up front.
And Caden Honeycutt wants to win at his home track worse than he can see. And then Lane Riggs has been to the back twice, and here he is in a position to win the race. There's so many great stories.
And so the choose. I always like talking about the choose. When it comes to that, I don't think they're choosing this lap. I think it's the next one. But what do you do?
It's so fun to as a racer, to be able to stand up here and watch the decision, who chooses where, and see how that all turns out.
So Honeycutt has the spot where he has the option, right? The first option, right? Because the first 2 are going to take front row. He took the outside last time. And I don't know if it was as good as he hoped it to be.
And I was going to ask you, the bottom looks like it's launching better. We've seen that. Hocevar was down there. He got a big start. Now we're going to see if Ruggiero takes the bottom. Is there an advantage starting on the lower side? We see that at times.
I don't know. Like, I mean, some trucks may just accelerate better than others or time it better to make it look like that. I mean, there is a little shorter distance, right? Because you got that double dog leg down the front straightaway here. So you got to think there's a little shorter distance to give you a little bit of an advantage.
Did you guys see that? The last 20 races here at Texas, only one first-time winner, and that was Carson Hocevar in 2023. We'll see if we can do it again tonight with that guy behind the wheel of the 11 truck.
This is great stuff. So me and Joey just stand up when they start coming toward the choose. I mean, that's how much we're into this, just to see who chooses where and what decision wins the race ultimately.
And every time they come by the start-finish line, they see this whole group of guys and ladies without their shirts on. And Caden just wants to party it up with them.
I think the ladies had their shirts on, Jamie.
No, I for sure saw a couple that didn't.
Okay, I wasn't looking. We're choosing. Gio goes low.
There they are. They're fanning all their shirts as the trucks go by.
A change. Honeycutt took the outside on the last restart, takes the inside this time. Well, as the third place truck.
I just feel like that bottom line has been really the preferred line so far. We'll see if Gio can make that happen. And Honeycutt gave him that big push. Kyle Busch took the outside, as you see.
Well.
This is going to be good.
Yes, it is.
There they are.
Let's not zoom in just in case.
You're looking for the ladies. Were they really in that group? I love it. They're having so much fun.
Well, it's getting late.
What a great place to watch the race in the infield here. Parties throughout.
We're coming green, though, with 2 of the most anticipated laps for me ever. I mean, this is so crazy. Listen to them firing those tires, making sure they're ready to go.
Gio Ruggiero on the inside. He was able to hold him off last restart. Carson Hocevar to the outside, won the Cup Series race last Sunday. Can he back it up with the Truck Series win here this week?
Bottom lane didn't get quite as good of a push as they did before.
Pretty even going through turn 1 into turn 2 side by side. A 2-lap shootout. Caden Honeycutt back there. Look at Lane Riggs on the outside into third.
And Gio's going to try to work him up here, but he's not clear enough to work him up. He's going to get loose underneath him. Here comes Honeycutt to the bottom.
Carson Hocevar at the white flag. 3 wide behind him.
Look at those guys.
Honeycutt on the bottom.
Hocevar's got a huge lead here.
Sideways, and he hangs on to it. Gio Ruggiero was
going to lose a ton of
sideways.
spots. Hocevar is checked out.
It's over, baby.
Falls back to 9th. Meanwhile, up front, Carson Hocevar loves what he's seeing. Out of turn number 4. First career Cup Series win came last week, and what a celebration. He wins it Friday night in the Truck Series at Texas Motor Speedway. 6th career win for Carson Hocevar. First this season.
Yeah, good work, Jed. Good work, pit crew. Appreciate you. Carson, you do anything you want, just don't drive it into a wall, please.
Oh, and that's what he did with the Cup car last week.
Kyle Busch gave him a
all you road crew
congratulatory bump in the tailgate.
He's at a roll right now, huh?
He's got to work.
Last 2 races, he's won.
That's exactly right.
It's a good feeling.
I don't
All
know.
in 5 days, technically. Look at the fireworks.
Is there a Chili's down the road?
I think their headquarters is actually here in Dallas.
Well, he's got to work tomorrow, though. I don't know if we can stay out all night at Chili's.
It's midday qualifying, though.
Oh, okay.
Good job, Chili. Way to pick their aces.
Right. The Dente whip, is that what they called it last week when that celebration that he did?
Is that what we're calling it?
I don't know. I heard that once. I don't know what he wants to call it. Is he going to do it again?
I know, I'm probably never trying that.
You probably could. You're almost as tall as him.
I like my legs. I don't want to lose them.
There was something to see. Spire Motorsports, 3rd 1-2 finish, the 2nd this year. How about that? Spire gets the win on Sunday.
That was everything Carson Hocevar needed to happen. Those guys behind him just got side by side, 3 wide contact. He was able to drive off into the perfect position to grab the checker flag.
Listen to that. The fans loved what they're seeing. Traditional burnout for Carson Hocevar. Here he goes.
Oh, here he goes.
I think he's trying to get out of that baby.
That's pretty awesome.
There's a lot of him to get out of that truck, isn't there?
How fitting. Looks like he's wearing cowboy boots and a big belt buckle.
That's a great uniform.
What a night. Carson Hocevar led the most laps, 76 tonight, 5 different times. First win of the season at the place that he got his first career Truck Series win. Hocevar, they're loving it. This guy's got himself a legion of new fans in the past week. How special is that? Walking over to get his checkered flag. Look at that smile. He found somebody he wants to give it to.
Young fan.
Aww.
We'll remember that forever.
How sweet. Josh is standing by with our winner.
Well, Carson, what a week it's been for you. You get your first career Cup win last week. You follow that up, coming back, getting a win right here at Texas, where you got your first career Truck Series victory. And the fans right now all chanting your name. What has this moment and this week been like for you?
I mean, it's unbelievable. Thank you, everybody. It means a lot. I'm going to go burn down Chili's. I can't leave, so we got to go burn down Chili's here somewhere. I don't know where it's going to be, but everybody on the fence, thank you. Man, what a fun race. We had to reverse order. Obviously the 1-2 with Kyle. So, I watched him win a lot of truck races, and it's finally good to put an end to his Texas streak.
Bring me through the end of this race for you, because I know at one point you were worried you had a loose wheel, and then you got to line them back up. You had to restart. Of course, you have to hold off the 17. You got to hold off Kyle Busch, your teammate, like you mentioned. What was ultimately the difference maker for this 77 team?
I mean, the cocky answer would be the difference is what's in the seat, for sure. But we were really good on restarts. These guys do a really, really good job. It's been a struggle on the truck side. But it's so thankful to get it done here, with, Al Neese. I saw him, great to do it, though, with Spire and Jeff and get a 1-2. But ultimately, thank you, everybody, for staying. I'm going to go burn it down a little bit more.
Carson Hocevar, your winner at Texas.
Kyle Busch with a strong showing here in Texas, finishes second. What more did you need here out of the 7 at the end, you think?
We had an eventful night. It didn't start off very well. We were just really, really loose and made a lot of adjustments to get it close. And when we put tires on our last set of tires there, we were really fast, felt really good, finally felt in the racetrack and better, so that moon thing doesn't work. I was struggling with grip all night long, but Brian and the guys made a lot of good calls to get us dialed back in. So thanks to HendrickCars.com. The Silverado would have been nice to be in victory lane, but it's good to have a teammate in there and have him get his shot. I got one, he got one, so now we're even there. But thanks, Dan, thanks, Jeff, thanks, Rick. Appreciate everything, and let me go out here and have some fun.
Thank you, Kyle. Kyle Busch with the top 5 here at Texas, guys.
See, he mentioned the moon thing we were talking about. He said it doesn't work.
I told you. I tried to tell you.
That's not a thing.
Kyle Busch with a great run tonight, though. He said it. It was an eventful night from the beginning, and he still brings it home second.
I just, you just see everybody do a great job executing, but right there, when he got loose and they went 3 wide, and Carson had nothing out the windshield, that was it.
Yeah, right there. If lane could have got cleared, maybe there would have been something happening down the back straightaway. But once they're 3 wide, like you said, especially right here, they're all running up the racetrack. He's checked out.
It's got to be a great feeling after all he'd been through. Everybody racing so hard and tight all night long to be able to drive away from them and go to victory lane with quite a bit of an advantage there.
Let's hear from Caden Honeycutt. He brings it home third, Caitlin.
Yeah, strong top 5 finish for Caden Honeycutt. How would you assess this one here in Texas tonight, Caden?
Disappointing for sure. I just got to figure out how to win. I mean, there's no other excuse for it. When I got to the lead, I didn't protect on Carson right, just gave up my left rear. And then he ran me out of the groove in 3 and 4 as suspected. And then I was racing Kyle, and once I got to Kyle, I accidentally gave him the top. I just didn't do a good job protecting it. So, just got to learn how to win. I just got to learn how to win with fast race trucks, and it's eating me alive. I just got to figure it out. So just thanks to the whole 11 crew, Safe Flight, Foster Love, Toyota Tundras that are built in Texas. I just wanted to win a race out here for them at Toyota Racing. It's a really awesome racetrack to go and win my hometown race, but also win for Toyota Racing is more important. So thanks to my whole crew, Scott Zipadelli, all my guys have done an excellent job. It's, just got to figure out how to win. That's really all there is to it.
The Texas driver leaving Dallas with the top 5 for Caden Honeycutt. Jamie?
I know he's disappointed and frustrated, but guys, no doubt his time is coming. What a great shot. Joey, we talked about how cool Victory Lane is here. This is the SpeedyCash.com Victory Lane. The 77 truck has parked it there. Add another cowboy hat to his closet. Look at the fire, the confetti. What a moment. One happy driver. Well, after all that action tonight, let's take a look at the point standings. Came in and it was Chandler Smith with the lead, but now he moves back into second, 14 points back. And Caden Honeycutt, he'll look at this. That'll feel a little bit better as the point leader here. We head into Watkins Glen next week.
Lane Riggs right there. He's one of the guys you're going to have to beat to win this championship. Such a tight points battle here in the Truck Series.
Daniel Hemrick, didn't hear much about him tonight.
Justin Haley took that big hit on the front straightaway there at the end.
Well, it certainly was fun to share it with all of you at home on a Friday night. That's the way you get it done. Under the lights. Joey, it's always great to have you here. And Michael, of course, great job as always.
Well, we love racing, and you can tell by our energy and our enthusiasm for what we saw, anticipating what was going to be a crazy battle all the way to the checkered flag. Exactly what we got. 3 wide off turn 2, ultimately decided the victory for Carson Hocevar. But, man, what a fun race, Joey.
It was exciting all the way through. Lasted a little longer than we thought it would. That's for sure. But thanks for sticking with us. We did have a lot of fun all the way through it. We had some strategy stuff early in the race that played out some interesting theories. We saw some comeback stories.
Yes.
Right? Both with Lane Riggs and Kyle Busch was able to have a big comeback there all the way to second. So quite the eventful situation for everybody tonight.
Well, if you guys liked what you saw tonight, we are on a 6-week stretch here for the Truck Series. We're going road course racing next week right here on FS1, Friday at 4:30 Eastern. Of course, the Cup race this weekend. Tune in from Texas Motor Speedway. That's Sunday at 2 Eastern. Coming up next, it's the FIFA World Cup 26 preview for all of us here at Fox Sports. Thanks so much. Congratulations, Carson Hocevar.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.